St. Louis. You're watching Fox 2 News tonight at 10. Fox 2 News. Here's to St. Louis.
Baseball's magic cast its spell on St. Louis, and the magician is the amazing McGwire.
It's Mighty Mac's shot heard round the world.
Down the left field line, is it enough? Goal! Touch first, Mark. You are the new single-season home run king.
Big Mac shares his day with a home crowd in St. Louis, making his mark on history.
And the fireworks light up the sky to celebrate. What a night for St. Louis baseball fans.
The king of swing slams a new record at Busch Stadium. Mark McGwire is America's hero.
It was officially McGwire's shortest home run of the season, a low line drive into left field, and history. Let's go live to Sports Director Pete Peterson, who's inside Busch Stadium. Pete?
Well, guys, it's simply amazing down here. The post-game celebration is going on. Big Mac met Fox for just a few minutes. He is in the main interview room right now talking to the media, and let's take a look back right now at the history-making home run, number 62 off the bat of Mark McGwire.
Family, everybody, my son, Chicago Cubs, Sammy Sosa, unbelievable. Claps. Thank you, St. Louis.
Well, I saw it, it was on a line drive, and, I thought I was going to hit the wall, and next thing you know, it disappeared, and I looked up, and Dave McKay was jumping up, and sort of like missed one big thing, touch first base. So I had to go back and touch it. And honestly, to tell you, it's the first time that, well, at least I think I missed it. The first time I ever had to do that. So, but I'll tell you what, I'll always remember that. And it was a sweet, sweet run around the bases.
Rex, go ahead.
Hey, Rex.
Do you have any idea how you have impacted the game?
I think so right now, I believe, yeah. I tell you what, it's, the whole country has been involved in this, I think, since after the All-Star break, and it's just, people have been saying it's bringing the country together. So be it. I'm happy to bring the country together.
Claire? How does it feel sitting there with your bat next to Roger Maris's bat?
Well, as I went over to the box and talked to Roger's kids, I told them today when I met with the Hall of Fame, they pulled out Roger's bat that when he hit his 61st home run, and I touched it. I touched it with my heart. Now I can honestly say that my bat will lie next to his, and I'm damn proud of it.
Okay, here. What is your next goal?
My next goal? Sleep.
What was it like rounding the bases, Gaetti hugging you, Sammy hugging you, and then meeting the Maris family again?
I honestly have to tell you that I really have to see the tape because I really don't remember it. It's and I was trying to imagine what it was going to feel like doing that, and I was sort of telling myself I think I'll be floating. I sure in the heck was floating. I have to look at the tape, but I just remember briefly shaking some of the players' hands and signaling to the dugout and the Cubs, and then after that, I just hope I didn't act foolish, but I mean, this is history, so can I say one thing? I talked to a good friend of mine today, Jim Corsi. So everybody in Boston, Jim Corsi does know me, and thanks for giving me that hug over the phone today, Jim.
Connor?
Hey, I told you I was going to talk to you after the game today. Thank you.
How are you going to celebrate tonight?
Well, I hope there's a lot of champagne on that flight to Cincinnati. So, I think everybody's going to be drinking except for the pilots.
George?
What does it mean to do it so fast in the 145th game, no asteroids, go way ahead of anybody?
What does it mean to do it so fast in the 145th game?
Was it that quick? I didn't. It's been awesome. It's been awesome. I mean, I tell you what, the last week and a half, my stomach's been turning, my heart's been beating a million miles a minute. It's to do it that fast. I don't know. I just give thanks to the man upstairs and all of them. Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, everybody's watching up there. But it's what a feat. I tell you what.
Mel? In your wildest dream, did you ever imagine to break the record this quickly?
Not even a chance. I mean, I truly believe that if somebody got to 50 by September, they had an honest shot at doing it, and I got to it pretty quickly.
Over here.
Yeah.
When you took the microphone after hitting the home run, you dedicated it to the people in St. Louis. Talk about how special it was to hit it here.
Well, I tell you what, after yesterday doing what I did for my father and my son showing up just in time, I said, what a perfect way to end the week by the last game in the homestand and hitting the 62nd for the city of St. Louis and all the great fans. You know, I had a couple milestones this year, hitting my 400th and 50th on the road, and I really, truly wanted to do it here. I really, truly wanted to do it here, guys, and I did it. Thank you, St. Louis.
What do you have to say to the Oakland A fans? And when you think about where you were in 93 and 94, and you've been healthy all this year, what do you have to say?
Well, I tell you what, I have to thank everybody in the Bay Area for all the support they gave me. I started there. They've been through rocky times with me, through my injuries, through my down year of hitting 201. They were behind me. And I truly believe the times that I was down with the injuries, I truly believe was for a reason. And I think this is the reason I'm sitting here talking to all you guys. So,
Joel? You've carried this with you since the winter, talking about it all year. Do you feel like a big weight has been lifted off your shoulders?
Yeah, I don't know how heavy the arch is, but the arch is off my back now.
Bill? What message beyond baseball does this accomplishment send to the country?
I just think it's just put baseball back on the map as the sport. It's America's pastime. And, I mean, you just look at everybody come out to the ballparks, and you look at all the great players in the game of baseball, and it's been an exciting year. It's not over, and it's a great, great sign.
Steve? Were you aware of how this whole process has evolved you as a person?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it has. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to sit here and talk about it, but, yeah.
Bud?
We can talk later about that. Yeah. Who's that? Oh, there you are.
Would you talk about going into the stands and seeing the Maris family?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, like I said, today when I touched and held Roger's bat that he hit his 61st, and I just put it against my heart, and that's the first thing that came to my mind when I ran over there, and I told all four of them, and it was just...
Okay, one last question. Mark's obviously in demand.
It's an unbelievable feeling.
Here. Make it good. You've seen how the Maris children have remembered their father's accomplishment. How will your son remember your accomplishment today?
Well, I hope someday that my son grows up, becomes a baseball player, and breaks us.
Okay, Connor, one last one, then we got to let him go. Have you gotten the ball yet?
No, I haven't. No, that whoever came on the field and gave me that ball, it wasn't the ball. So it said official league. It didn't say National League, so I said, here, take it back. So it wasn't the ball, so I haven't seen it yet.
Mark, would you hold up both bats for a photo opportunity, and then we'll let you go. What number will it say at the Hall of Fame?
Well, what number will say in the Hall of Fame is, I guess, we'll find out September 27th.
All right, well, as you can see, it took 50 home runs before Mark McGwire would talk, but now with 62, he has a lot to say. Let's talk to one of the owners, Bill DeWitt Jr. You're getting ready to go up on stage right now. What can we expect from the post-game celebration, Bill?
It'll be fun. We've got a nice little surprise for him, I think, and looking forward to it.
Something with four wheels?
Maybe.
All right, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
A lot of excitement out here. All the owners getting ready to mount the stage over there, along with several of the players. McGwire will leave the interview room here in just a second and also ascend the steps up. All sorts of bunting around. Jack Buck will be out there to help with the festivities. And as you can see, most of the 50,000 fans that were here for the magical 62nd home run have stuck around to hear from their hero. And we're going to bring it to you all in just a few seconds, guys. This really is truly an amazing evening at Busch Stadium.
It really is, Pete.
Okay, Pete,
what a crowd, and no one's leaving Busch Stadium. They're ready for the celebration coming up in just a few
We're
minutes.
told people are going toward Busch Stadium, driving down to that area, causing quite a traffic jam in that area. The fans who are still in the stadium, of course, are having a great time tonight. Fox 2's Rochelle Rowe is live inside Busch. Rochelle?
We have reporters all over the place, Dick. We've got reporters outside and inside.
Outside,
but if you're thinking about going down to Busch Stadium, as you mentioned, don't try it because police said it's just absolute gridlock.
It's a gridlock, people coming in, people going out, and there's a problem. And the people, I understand it, the people who are going down there are not being allowed in the stadium for this show. So if you think you can walk in there without a ticket, you can't do that. Of course, if you're watching on TV, you're not going to do that anyway.
So let's go right now to Fox 2's Rochelle Rowe for the very latest. Rochelle.
Well, Mandy and Dick, I am in Busch Stadium right now where the crowd is waiting for Mark McGwire to come out on stage. He just gave a news conference which played on the Jumbotron. Everybody was screaming and yelling, Mark, Mark, Mark. They wanted him to come out. It was a very moving news conference. He said that he hoped that his son one day will grow up to be a baseball player and break his record. Let's talk to some of the people right now. Excuse me, ma'am. What's your name?
Marty Hereford.
What do you think about this?
I think this is wonderful. I mean, this is the greatest thing that's happened to baseball in a long time. I think it's great.
It's an incredible night, isn't it?
It's just fascinating. I mean, I'm like, God, I can't believe I'm here.
Thanks a lot. I think that's what a lot of people are saying tonight, even the people who are not inside Busch Stadium. There are a lot of people outside of Busch Stadium. Some of them, a lot of them just couldn't get into the game tonight. They said, but they wanted to be here. And the people inside the stadium feel so lucky and so fortunate to see this piece of history, this part of history right now. Dick and Mandy?
Okay, Rochelle, thank you.
Well, one can't imagine the thrill of being inside the stadium. A lot of people would have liked to have been there when McGwire hit number 62.
And that's where Fox 2's Nancy Pasternak was tonight. She witnessed this event. Nancy?
Well, Mandy, I tell you, I had the chills. I almost started crying. It was that emotional in the stands. People were crying, they were dancing, they were screaming and cheering. Take a look.
Number 62, he hit it at 8:21. We're history, baby!
With one swing, Mark McGwire sent fans into a frenzy. This was the moment fans were waiting for, home run 62. Young and old, Cards and Cubs fans celebrate together, dancing in the aisles, bonded by this slice of history happening right here in Busch Stadium.
It's unbelievable. The greatest sporting event of this decade, for this century. Glad to be here.
Now the game continued even after home run 62, but you got the feeling the stadium will never be the same. Fans were also glad the ball landed back on the field, then later into McGwire's hands.
You know what I'm really glad for? Nobody caught that ball. It went where everybody's, what are you going to do with the ball? What are you going to do with the ball? Nobody caught that ball. Great. I love Mark McGwire. I love the St. Louis Cardinals.
After Homer 62, fans rushed to buy anything and everything McGwire. You got the feeling Busch Stadium, baseball, and this city are forever changed.
I think this is the greatest thing that ever happened in the city of St. Louis. I called it.
Okay, the celebration is officially underway. We promised you we'd take you there.
Jack Buck is speaking right now. Let's listen in.
When the news conference was underway, you heard the fans chanting, "We want Mark." Well, there he is. He's finally out. They set up a stage there. Jack Buck's going to be the MC. You see Mark McGwire's parents are there.
And there's families
there as well.
Special presentation to the new single-season home run leader and the biggest name in baseball today, Mark McGwire, is the Commissioner of Baseball, Mr. Bud Selig. Commissioner, thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Jack. It is indeed a privilege and an honor to be here on clearly one of the most historic nights in baseball history. Mr. Len Coleman. Next, I would like to introduce two people who all of you are familiar. This is clearly one of the proudest and most successful franchises in baseball history. What happened here tonight is a fitting tribute to all of you who have made this the crown jewel of baseball franchises. First, Hall of Famer, a man who broke many records himself, ladies and gentlemen, Lou Brock. The next man, I've been thinking all night how to introduce him. There's only one way. The man, Stan Musial. And now, with great honor, I'd like to introduce some special guests. They have conducted themselves with grace and dignity. The Maris family and their children. I would like to introduce them individually, the Maris children, Susan, Sandra, Randy, Kevin, Richard, and Roger Jr. Mrs. Maris couldn't be with us tonight, but all of us send our very best wishes and a thank you for her graciousness. On behalf of everyone in Major League Baseball, I want to thank both Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa for providing us with a home run chase that has captivated sports fans around the world. You have made this a summer that generations will remember. To acknowledge Mark for breaking the 37-year-old single-season home run record set by the great Roger Maris, I am honored to present Mark the Commissioner's Historic Achievement Award. Mark is the first recipient of this award, and it is only fitting that it is being presented to the player who has broken baseball's most important individual record. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you, Commissioner Seelig. It goes without saying that Tony La Russa, the Cardinal coaches, and Mark's teammates have certainly enjoyed this chase this summer. And here with a special presentation from the Cardinal players is Cardinal catcher Tom Lampkin.
Well, first of all, we just like to thank the fans that came out and supported us through all the ups and downs that we've had this season. When Mark said in a press conference a few days ago that we had the best fans here in St. Louis, Believe me, I've been all over the country, and he wasn't lying. On behalf of the players, the coaches, the staff, we'd like to congratulate Mark on this unbelievable, remarkable feat and thank him for letting us be a part of it. We have a lineup card with everybody's signature on it as our way of saying thanks for the lifetime of memories. We won't forget these as long as we live. Thank you.
One more speaker, one more gift, and then you'll hear from the man of the moment. Here with a special gift from the Cardinals, on behalf of you great fans who have thrilled to the exploits all season, is the Cardinals chairman of the board and the general partner, Mr. Bill DeWitt, Jr.
Thanks, Jack. On behalf of the St. Louis Cardinals and baseball's greatest fans, congratulations, Mark, for accomplishing one of the greatest feats in the history of sports. Your majestic home runs have captivated the nation, and we are proud to have you join baseball's all-time greats as a member of the Cardinals, a 106-year-old storied franchise for which this is clearly a defining moment. And in front of Hall of Famers who saw you today, Lou Brock, Stan Musial, Jack Buck, Red Schoendienst, and at home, Bob Gibson and Enos Slaughter. Your quest for Babe Ruth and Roger Maris has been marked with respect and grace and a wonderful style. We salute you, we congratulate you, and most of all, we thank you. And it goes without saying that one day, number 25 will be parked right up there. Now, as a small memento on this historic occasion, for all that you have done for us in the Cardinal community, please look to the right field wagon gate. A classic car for a classic slugger and true American hero. A 62 Cardinal Red Corvette for 62 home runs.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you feast your eyes on that lovely gift, I want to bring a member of the Cardinal ground crew to the microphone and to the stage. And the reason why is that Mr. Tim Farnaris a member of the Cardinal ground crew, ended up with the baseball that was hit for home run number 62, and he wants to present it to Mark McGwire.
Mr. McGwire, I think I have something that belongs to you.
I was going to tell you to sit down so we could get up and give him a standing ovation. But you're already on your feet. And the reason you are on your feet is because of this man, number 25, Mark McGwire.
Well, first of all, thank all the owners here in St. Louis for bringing me over here. And that beautiful car right there. I'd like to thank all my teammates for putting up with all the media for the last couple of months and really putting up with me, and this belongs to you as well as it belongs to me, and I thank every one of you. To all the Marises, for being so kind, supportive, and understanding the true feeling that their father is in my heart. And when I touched this bat tonight before the game, I knew tonight was going to be the night. And I can honestly now say I can rest my bat alongside Roger Maris's bat in the Hall of Fame, and I'm damn proud of it. To all my family, to my great ex-wife, her husband, to get my son here on time yesterday. Now you're a rock. I guess finally, to end this night is historical, and when I drove to the ballpark today, I honestly and truly wanted to hit it for the city. You guys have never made me feel more welcome coming here last year. I remember my first at-bat, standing ovation, and I'll remember my last one a few years down the line. But I'll tell you what, Best fans in America, the best fans in baseball. Thank you. Let's enjoy the night.
Well, quite an emotional evening, I would say.
Yes, Mark McGwire thanking the city of St. Louis, being honored by his teammates, the Cardinals, and Major League Baseball.
So those fans can cheer.
They're going on a road trip now. They'll leave. Apparently, their plan is to leave tonight yet and fly to Cincinnati for a couple of games, and then they go to Houston for the weekend series. So they won't be home for 5 days. Then they do come back home. They have a couple more series of games at home. So McGwire's not finished yet.
And we're expecting fireworks in just a few minutes from Busch Stadium. The celebration continues. There you see McGwire's dad, his mom there next to him. And he received number 62, was presented to him, and he got a 62 Corvette for number 62.
Checking that car out right now, and his 10-year-old son, Matt.
I think he likes it.
Getting in there. I think Matthew might want to borrow that car in a few years. But really an emotional evening. No one seems to have left the ballpark. In fact, we're told that the people have converged on the base on the Busch Stadium area who just want to take part, just want to be part
people
of
are
the
even
scene.
Outside of the stadium.
Yeah, right,
even if they
outside,
don't have a ticket, they want to be there because this is history. And it's such a wonderful feeling for our city.
Something very positive. You know, after the home run even, there was maybe one or two idiots that got out on the field, and they were quickly corralled and ushered off the field. St. Louis baseball fans, generally speaking, really are the best in the world. They understand the game, and they have a lot of courtesy with the game. And the fireworks are going to begin. They promised quite a fireworks show tonight. I know I'd like to be there, and
who wouldn't?
We're very privileged at Fox 2 to, at least through the medium of television, take you there and let you participate and enjoy with this. You know, I said earlier that we haven't had a celebration like this since Lindbergh came back from Paris. I mean, you know, it's not quite that kind of a feat, but the whole city turned out for that, and I'm sure that's the way we all must feel tonight, a sense of great pride in what the baseball team has done, what McGwire has done, but also the way the city has responded and the cordiality the city has presented, the positive image that all of this presents of the city of St. Louis.
It was just such a wonderful scene when McGwire hit number 62, and he hugged his son, his teammates hugged him. Sammy Sosa gave him a big hug, and then he ran up into the stands and hugged the Maris family. This has truly been an emotional night.
And those who know Roger Maris, of course, he finished his baseball career here in 67 and 68, and those who know him say he would have enjoyed this, he would have been supportive of McGwire, and if he was alive today, he died at the age of 51 from cancer, that he would have been here tonight, and he would have relished in this celebration.
Mark McGwire getting his first ride in his 62 Corvette, riding around, waving to all the fans and saying thank you. And they're saying thank you back. They appreciate Mark McGwire and what he's done for baseball.
So I hope we all remember this if he strikes out with the bases loaded sometime.
And we've got to remember, the season's not over, and he could easily hit 70.
Oh, he really could. He gets hot in the month of September, and we've got quite a few games left to go. And looks like a political candidate there almost. He
has a sea of cameras and reporters around him. And this is really a story not just followed by St. Louis's, but the entire country. All over the world, they're watching this game tonight.
Absolutely. There are television stations and radio stations in Germany, in England, Ireland, all over South America, of course, all over Asia, where baseball is very popular, in Japan and in other parts of Asia, Korea. And they were all watching this, even though the times are very different. They had to get up in the middle of the night. I was reading about somebody who set their alarm for 2 a.m. so they could get up and watch the baseball game. So it is, it's one of those feats that you want to be part of, even though you might not be a baseball fan. I know plenty of baseball fans that were glued to these episodes of the past few days simply because they really wanted to be part of this historic episode.
There have been so many people trying to drive downtown tonight to try to be outside Busch Stadium and see the fireworks and be a part of the celebration. And it's really gridlocked downtown. A lot of the streets are closed because police are trying to prepare for this mass of people to try to leave downtown St. Louis.
Well, he did not disappoint. You can think of what a disappointment it would have been to have this gala all set up and all the preparations made. And
he hit 62 at home.
Right, absolutely.
Perfect.
And it was on the line. He knew he had to do it now because surely he would not go 5 games without a home run in Cincinnati and Houston. So this is where he had it. You know, Stan the Man got his 3,600 hit, which was the record-breaking hit that he got, and he got it on the road in Chicago. They had tried to keep him out of the lineup but had to use him as a pinch hitter, so he got that historic hit on the road, and many people were disappointed. And McGwire said tonight that he hit his 450th.
And there is the person who caught number 62. He's there with the rest of the ground crew. They were bowing to him as he handed over number 62 to Mark McGwire. He said, "I think I have something that belongs to you." So no more speculation about all the money that would be paid for number 62. Mark McGwire has it, and it will go in the Hall of Fame.
Of course, the home run didn't go into the stands. It hit and bounced into, I guess, what is a parking area for equipment and the batting cage and things like that out in left center field.
We received several phone calls here at Channel 2 tonight, people wanting to know if we were going to play the home run in its entirety and the celebration and what happened immediately after. And we plan to do that. So a lot of people will want to set their VCRs because we're going to show that to you. It's about 9 minutes long, but it's something you'll want to keep in your video collection to have as part of history.
I would think so. It would be more exciting to watch that than to, frankly, read a special edition of the newspaper, I would think. But
look at the smile on Mark McGwire's face. That says it all. He's not going to get a lot of sleep tonight, I don't think.
No, not if their plans go ahead to fly into Cincinnati, and I guess they have a night game there tomorrow, so maybe they can sleep in it. I wonder if LaRusso will have a workout before the game tomorrow. Probably not. Probably past batting practice tonight.
But he's taking his time, going around to wave at all the fans, shake a few hands.
Well, we've had some heroes in this town. Stan the Man was there tonight. Lou Brock was there. And they're just monumental ball players. Bob Gibson would be another. Enos Slaughter. But they really, even with Gibson and Brock and Musial, of course, they didn't have the coverage of television the way we have it today with the capability of live TV and the transmission of the pictures all over the world. And they didn't quite get the focus that McGwire has gotten. And therefore didn't become quite as giant a figure as he is.
And we're told that 62 Corvette you see there that Mark McGwire is riding in, his new Corvette was made here in St. Louis. His son, Matt, is riding in the Corvette with him. What a feeling for him. Can you imagine what this is like for his son to be witnessing all of this?
I really can't, you know. My father worked in a factory, and I was very proud of him, and I thought that he was a very important person in my life. But can you imagine the image that this young boy at 10 years of age must have of his father with the cheering and the applause and the accomplishments that he's had? I think it would be hard to keep it all in perspective, and that's the beautiful thing. They seem to be able to do that. They seem to be doing that.
His son lives in California, but he's been with Mark McGwire through the last several games, and it's been so special to him. He talks frequently about what a wonderful feeling that is for a father to have his son with him for this great accomplishment.
And the cooperation of his ex-wife. People don't usually talk about things like that in public, but apparently there's a very cordial relationship there, and she was very cooperative.
And he thanked her tonight.
Yeah, right. And this was a very warm thing, and it's very easy to get a tear in your eye with all this.
Well, he hit number 61 on his dad's 61st birthday. They thought, could it be any more perfect? I guess it can, everything that's happening tonight. One last wave to the fans. Well, the celebration is continuing, and we have reporters all over the place at Busch Stadium. You're going to see the fans celebrating outside and inside. We're going to take you there live when we come back after this quick break. The fans who couldn't get tickets tonight stood a vigil outside Busch Stadium.
Yeah, Fox 2's Rocky Madden was with the street people when McGwire hit his history maker. Rocky?
Well, Dick, Mandy, right now the crowds are coming out of Busch Stadium and the celebrating continues outside right now. Everybody is having a great time out here. As you can see, they're gathering around Stan the Man's statue out here, and just a lot of partying going on. Now, let me tell you, when he hit number 62, there was a deafening roar inside. Well, let me tell you, it was pretty loud outside here, too, for the fans who couldn't get tickets. Take a look at this. The explosion inside Busch reverberates outside around the stadium. People go wild.
Yeah, Big Mac! Rock and roll! Woo!
I'm proud of the man. He's awesome. St. Louis, rock on. I think this is tremendous. This is absolutely a momentous occasion. This is great.
The celebrating continues in the bar over at the Marriott.
It's great. This is great. It's awesome. Best thing that happened in St. Louis baseball, long time.
We just want to be to the excitement when he hit the 62nd. I knew he was going to do it at home. I knew it.
Fans take to the streets to spread that feeling of joy.
Shocked to you and me, it came so fast. And I wasn't ready for him right then and there.
Number 62 brings one woman to tears.
I'm crying. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. I think this is absolutely awesome. There aren't words to describe what that man has done for us in St. Louis. He thinks we've done so much for him. He has done so much for us. And I thank him as much as he thanks us.
And immediately after McGwire hit number 62, the souvenirs went on sale that they had printed up. Here's one of them. This is the pennant. You can see number 62 right down here. I'm told they're already sold out of these. There are some 40 brand new souvenirs to hit the market. Now, the cheering, the excitement goes on right now behind me. They are going crazy. I don't know, Dick and Manny, I don't know if St. Louis is going to bed tonight.
I don't know either, Rocky. A couple of quick questions. They say the crowds actually came into the stadium area. Did that crowd grow as the evening went on?
Right. They were coming from West County, from the north, from across the river here to gather, and they just wanted to be here to be a part of the action. Now, something interesting going on. They did leave the gates open, so people who came down, they could walk in and see the big celebration for McGwire. I guess it was standing room only, but they got to see that.
Well, they could. We weren't sure they'd allow that. And finally, was there any problem, any sign of any kind of commotion any place in the area you are?
Any problems? No. People have been pretty well behaved. You know, just the usual things that happen when you do a live shot. They go crazy. They have a good time. But no, I haven't seen any law breaking or any problems like that right now. People are having a good time.
Hi, Rocky. Very good.
He's right. St. Louis isn't going to bed tonight.
No,
well, the T-shirts that read McGwire and home run number 62 are already hot off the presses. You saw McGwire's hat and all his teammates that say home run 62.
There'll be more of that coming. Let's go live to Fox 2's Don Lemons in the Fox 2 studios with more on these souvenirs that make this such a memorable night. Don?
Well, Dick, they're not just souvenirs, but collector's items, and that's exactly what people who are buying up special editions of papers like this are hoping for on this record-breaking night.
The presses rolled, the T-shirts printed, and vendors couldn't sell it all fast enough. 62 is a record number for Mark McGwire, and it could be the same for people making and selling his memorabilia.
They're already sold. There's about 40,000 shirts we're going to print, hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow.
Even the Post-Dispatch got in on the Big Mac act, printing up a home run record extra edition. This is a line at the Post-Dispatch. It's out the door, and the game isn't even over. The presses haven't even started rolling.
I got to get that paper. I got to get a bunch of those papers. I missed last night's, and after he hit them 62 tonight, I wasn't going to miss out.
I'm a Cardinal fan to the heart. Sammy's great, but McGwire's better.
And it's not over yet. Sports Illustrated has printed a special Mark McGwire special edition. It's the first time in the magazine's 44-year history that they're going to print a second edition. This one came out on the 7th. They'll print a new one coming out on the 14th with a new picture, a new interview, and updated information. Dick?
Okay, I understand, Don, the log jam around the Post-Dispatch kept you from making it to the stadium tonight.
It certainly did. All those people you were talking to, talking about going downtown and creating a log jam, they created a log jam at the Post-Dispatch. Police were blocking off traffic and directing it, so I couldn't get back to the stadium. The only place I could get back to was here.
Okay, Don. Thank you.
And our team coverage now continues with Fox 2's Pete Peterson. Pete?
Oh, thank you very much, Mandy and Dick, standing here with the skipper, Tony La Russa. I know it's been a bittersweet day for you. First of all, our condolences on the passing of your mother. You were at her funeral this morning, back in time to watch the game today. Quite a day.
Well, I just think that when we try to relive Mark's season and we try to remember just how amazing he has been, for him to come into this 5-game homestand and hit 60, 61, 62, you know how it's just unbelievable. He could come through with all those expectations, that amount of pressure, and he did it. And I know he told many of us he wanted to do the big ones here in front of our fans. Missed it tonight. He goes on a 5-gamer, so that tells you how great this guy is.
Oh, he's at 499 right now, or 449, and he's going to hit 450 apparently on the road. But let's talk a little bit about what kind of guy he is. You've said all along that he's a better person than he is a baseball player, and a lot of us don't know what kind of person he truly is.
Well, I think if they're watching closely, it started with the announcement when he signed. He's giving $1 million a year for 3 years. Not many guys do that. I think when people have really gotten a chance to listen to him talk a lot, the way he responded to the Maris family, to Sammy, the response, the way he gives back to the fans, this is a great person, and I maintain it. He's now the greatest home run hitter for a single season all time. He's a greater person than he is a player.
His first apology to his teammates was, sorry about how the media has been around you for so long. Have we really been that bad? No, some people have.
They've been that good. I mean, it's a great story, and he understood it, but he knew he felt very self-conscious, especially games that we lost. He did a home run, people be crowding around. Nobody was in the mood to celebrate. A lot of times guys couldn't get to their lockers, but everybody rolled with the punch, and everybody knew that we were just lucky to be a part of this, just in a small way as spectators. So he had nothing to apologize for, because he's really taken time with each guy to make him a part of it.
I know you have a charter to get. Will there be a few champagne corks popping tonight on the way to Cincinnati?
I know. I'm not sure what's going to happen on that plane, but I know that Mark's not playing in Cincinnati tomorrow.
Tony, thank you very much. Congratulations. Tony La Russa, obviously a bittersweet day for him, but the celebration continues here at Busch, guys.
And a day off for Mark tomorrow. We can count on that.
Yeah. Pretty definite about that.
Well, Nancy Pasternak has been among the fans all evening down at Busch Stadium, and I'm sure that Nancy has some thoughts for us as we finish up here tonight.
Well, as you can imagine, this crowd is going crazy out here. A lot of excitement after the game. It was just an absolute sea of red out here. Take a look. Some pretty excited fans. Most of them saying they just cannot believe what they witnessed tonight. It actually has been kind of crazy out here. There's a little bit of fighting here. One of the big things everyone is looking for are these Post-Dispatch extras, which has caused a few problems. Police are really trying to watch out. There was a girl that said she got trampled down there, and she was crying, and police are watching very carefully. In fact, some people are already trying to resell these for $20, $25, and people are actually buying them. But for the most part, people are pretty excited out here. It's been a good mood. You can see there's a lot of families out here, a lot of kids who probably haven't even realized what they've actually witnessed, that they've been a part of history. But a lot of excitement, a lot of people trying to find their way to, I guess, another celebration. Mandy and Dick.
All caught up in the excitement. Thanks a lot, Nancy.
Well, as Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig mentioned during the ceremonies tonight, Roger Maris's widow was unable to attend tonight's game. Patricia Maris is in St. Louis. She's in a hospital here for the second time this week due to an irregular heartbeat. She was taken to the emergency room several hours before tonight's game. She's listed in satisfactory condition. The 62-year-old Mrs. Maris flew into St. Louis from Gainesville, Florida on Sunday with her 4 sons and 2 daughters to watch McGwire. And of course, we saw the rest of the family at those ceremonies.
And tonight's not the only party. St. Louis will throw Mark McGwire a party tomorrow downtown. The entire community is invited to celebrate Mark McGwire's 62nd homer tomorrow at noon. Local celebrities and dignitaries will attend the 1-hour-long event at Keener Plaza.
And we're talking about souvenirs and all those things, commemorative issues and everything. We're going to repeat that home run, and we told you we would if you want to set your VCRs so you can record it and have it for your very self at home. That's coming up a little bit later.
Stay with us.
Stay with us. The crowd just doesn't want to go home from the Busch Stadium area downtown. They seem to be moving on out now. Expect some traffic jams if you have loved ones at the ballpark. Might be late before they get home. And speaking of people who are moving around, tomorrow's students at St. Charles County will once again have to find some other way to move around to get to school. The bus drivers in the Fort Zumwalt and Francis Howell districts are on strike. The drivers and monitors hit the picket lines this morning. They rejected a contract offer last week. New talks with Ryder Transportation fell apart about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Well, on the short term, we're going to basically do what we've done now. On the long term, we're going to have to be talking with Ryder and see how they can help us through this thing. They have a contract with the district, and right now they can't fulfill it because of this work stoppage.
So another difficult day in St. Charles County for students tomorrow. Those drivers now start at $8 an hour compared with an average, they say, of $9.47 an hour in surrounding districts. So a problem in St. Charles County.
A picture-perfect night at the ballpark. The weather could not have been better.
McGwire's hot, the weather is cool. What a perfect combination, right? It has been an amazing September's night in St. Louis. Crystal clear skies, low humidity, a lot of moonshine out there right now. Let's take a look at the forecast. We'll give it to you all right at the top here. Wednesday, tomorrow, lots of sunshine. Really an instant replay of today. Temperatures in the 70s to near 80 degrees. Then on Thursday, lots of sunshine again. Temperatures close to 80 degrees. Friday, partly sunny skies. Look for a high of 82. And then on Saturday, partly sunny. We'll add a chance of a thunderstorm anyway on Saturday. And 82 degrees. Some very nice weather coming up tomorrow. Basically an instant replay of today without the home run.
Sounds very
Thanks,
good.
Dave. And we'll check in with Pete Peterson coming up next.
This edition of Fox 2 News brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers.
The 50,000 people who packed Busch Stadium tonight to see Mark McGwire hit number 62, well, they're all now leaving, trying to make their way home. You can see the huge crowds leaving Busch Stadium right now. It's going to take a while to make their way home, but what a night for all of them who witnessed history.
Somewhere down there among them all is our sports director, Pete Peterson. Quite a night, Pete, eh?
Yeah, it really was. And, you know, every one of his home runs that he has hit here at Busch Stadium have been rather ironic. Of course, number 3 was hit, and then, well, we're talking about number 60 that he hit, Babe Ruth's home run, and then, of course, number 61. And the irony of this one is that it was his shortest home run of all. Let's take a look back at the magical number 62 here at Busch tonight.
The field. Well, with Merker pitching tonight, who's going to crack?
His son, Matt, his 10-year-old. Grounded out in the first. His son was there. His parents were there. The Maris were there.
Country's history.
And they were all waiting for number 62. McGwire sat in the dugout, as he usually does. And on the first pitch in the 4th inning.
Swing and a shot into the corner. It might make it. There it is. 62, folks. It just got over the left field wall in the corner. And we have a new home run champion. A new Sultan of SWAT. It's Mark McGwire. He touches them all. Unbelievable. He hugs Guyette as he comes around. He's pointing to the crowd. He's saluting the entire team at home plate. He gets a hug. He gets a hug from the catcher servant. He picks up his youngster.
Well, as you can see, once again, he picked up and held his son, Matthew, and the celebration was on. It was really a surreal moment talking with a couple of the owners over here. They said they didn't realize that it had happened. It happened so quickly, got out so quickly down the left field line, and talking with Dave McKay there at first base, he almost missed first base. He's made 62 round trippers so far this year, and this is definitely the first time he almost missed the bag. Hugs and kisses all the way around, high fives from everybody. Sammy Sosa came in from his position at right field for a big old bear hug. The fireworks were going off. The streamers were streaming. Big Mac does what no man has done before, 62 home runs and counting.
When I touched this bat tonight, before the game, I knew tonight was going to be the night. And I can honestly now say I can rest my bat alongside Roger Maris's bat in the Hall of Fame, and I'm damn proud of it.
It was a very, very touching moment. As you can see, the Marises were up there. Jack Buck gave the presentations. Big Mac drives away in a 1962 Cardinal Red Corvette, and for good reason. And by the way, the Cardinals did go on to win the ball game against the Cubbies tonight. And as you might have seen in the 6th inning, they intentionally walked Big Mac, and that came back to bite him. Steve Traxel, of course, gave up the 62nd home run, but they intentionally walked him in the 6th. That bring up Ray Lankford. And look at it go. Ray Lankford sending one deep. A 2-run shot to give the Cardinals a 5-3 lead. And then Ron Gant steps up and does the exact same. The longest home run of the night was off the bat of Ron Gant. And that's the final score, 6-3 here at Busch Stadium. It was an amazing night. And joining me now live here is Martin Kilcoyne. And Martin, you talked to some of the other folks, I believe some of the Cardinals down there, and I guess they didn't feel too badly about giving it up, but they do feel badly about losing. They are in a pennant chase.
That's right. Steve Traxel said there's absolutely nothing neat about giving up number 62. Some people thought, well, there's a sense of history. Maybe down the road he'll come to appreciate it. He said, not at all. He said, we're trying to win a game. Nothing about giving up a home run when you're in the middle of a playoff chase is cool. And anyway, Sammy Sosa also kind of quiet. I think he was happy that it was Mark's moment, but in a lot of ways I think it took away from his focus right now as the Cubs are really on the hunt for that playoff spot. We did talk to some of those Cubs afterwards. Let's take a listen what they had to say.
There's nothing cool about it. I mean, it's just a home run. We lost the ball game. That's what's most disappointing.
That moment was a great moment. I'm not going to forget, and the way that he say something about me was great, and everybody, the whole St. Louis fans, everybody up there, and he was real happy. I had to say, went over there and say congratulations, and you did it. You are the man.
Really a class act. Sammy Sosa, he's been that way the whole season long.
Steve Traxel said, by the way, the pitch, for those of you wanting to know, it was a fastball. And Scott Service, the catcher, said it was so low to the ground. He said there's no shame. He said only McGwire hits that ball out of the park.
Well, it really took all of us by surprise, especially those of us up in the press box and along the first base side, because the ball got out so quickly and snuck in down there. We were waiting to see if it was indeed a home run. A lot of us thought it was a foul ball. Then we heard the crowd cheer, and we thought it might be a double into the corner. But before long, we saw Big Mac hopping around, and he almost missed first base. He was so excited about it.
I asked some of the Cardinal teammates, especially his good friends, Tom Lampkin and Pat Kelly, said, how did you guys react? The other day, Lampkin told us, if you remember, I'm going to run around the bases with him. He said, well, the darn thing left the park so quickly. He said, I had no time to react. Pat Kelly said, I'm a little guy. I'm leaning around trying to see if it's going to leave. Once it did, he said the first thing he wanted to do was get to home plate. He said, forever, I wanted to be seen on all the highlight reels being at home plate when Big Mac got there. I think he accomplished his goal.
Well, we saw the biggest bear hug of the night was probably to Tom Lampkin, and the reason being that he's a good friend of McGwire's, like we said, and every home run, Lampkin basically said, yeah, whatever. And this time he said, after 62, I'll give you a big hug, and he did.
He said it was neat to be here. He goes, I remember when he had 0. I was here for number 1, number 2. He said, in my career, he admits it. He said, I'm kind of been a journeyman in my career. He said, without a doubt, this is the highlight of it.
All right, Martin, thanks a lot. It was certainly an exciting evening.
Great night.
Yeah, it really was an exciting evening, guys. And at times, some of the folks here were actually speechless. It happened so quickly, and I was talking with Drew Bauer just a few minutes ago, and he said that he didn't realize what was going on until he saw McGwire cross home plate. He didn't realize this was the one. This was 62, and it certainly was. And we all saw the celebration here tonight. It was magical.
It may have been his shortest one, but it was his biggest one.
It counts. Thanks a lot, Pete.
You,
well, McGwire Mania is sweeping through local maternity wards. Meet a newborn named after the Cardinal slugger. Coming up next.
We've seen the dramatic home run a number of times tonight, but this will be your official VCR alert. It's coming up again in just a couple of minutes if you want to record it for posterity. Otherwise, this is something that was bound to happen. Avid sports fans are naming their babies after Mark McGwire. Meet baby Harrison McGwire Gamber. He's just 9.5 hours old. About 3 months ago, his parents, Kara and Jeff Gamber of O'Fallon, Missouri, started to think about naming their son after the baseball hero. First, it started out as a joke, but the more they thought about it, the more they liked the way it sounded.
We were a little concerned with, what people might think, but we thought we really like it. We really like Mark McGwire. We think he's an excellent athlete and a wonderful ball player, and thought, what a better name.
And that's Harrison McGwire Gamber, and his room is already filled with baseball memorabilia, and that includes a Mark McGwire rookie
And his
card.
parents will have quite a story to tell him about tonight.
Indeed they will.
Well, tens of thousands of Cardinal fans are pouring out of Busch Stadium right now. Let's check in with Fox 2's Rocky Madden for the very latest. Rocky?
Well, Mandy, Dick, earlier I said I didn't know if St. Louis was going to go to bed tonight. I think some people do have jobs. Some people have to get to school. This place is beginning to clear out. You see a handful of people behind me. I'm told these are students at UMSL. I think right now tonight they're majoring in Party 301. But there are some police in the area on horseback. No big problems. People are having a good time. I think they may miss their 8 o'clock class, though. But other than that, people are heading home. Dick, Mandy?
Majoring and partying. Okay, Rocky.
Okay, thanks, Rocky.
Well, Nancy Pasternak's had the tough duty tonight, too. She's been down at the ballpark for quite a while among the fans and enjoying taking up all the atmosphere. Nancy, what are your final thoughts?
We've had a real exciting time. Take a look at this crowd. They're still out here. They are still celebrating. They exactly what they witnessed tonight. A lot of excitement. Mandy and Dick.
Okay, Nancy, what only comes along once in a while, you may as
for
well
all of us to remember.
savor the moment and enjoy it. And if you got that hand ready for the VCR, it's coming up right now. Number 62 will be hard to forget.
Before we go tonight, here's one last look at Mark McGwire's home run, number 62.
Central Time, September 8th, 1998.
Get set. Bang.
Mark was so happy. He had
remember to touch first base.
I'm not sure if his feet were touching the ground at that point.
Mark McGwire, who started the season as Gary Gaetti's teammate. He's been with Rene Lachemann over the years. A point to the sky, a hug from Scott Service, and the reaction from his longtime manager, Tony La Russa. Now to the Maris family.
Chicago Cubs, Sammy Sosa, unbelievable. Claps. Thank you, St. Louis.
Well, we asked Mark McGwire before the game if he thought someplace there was a script written, and tonight was the night. And guys, a little sheepish smile crept onto his face. He didn't want to admit that he wanted it to happen tonight, but he said if it's to be, tonight is the night to do it here in St. Louis before these fans, before the road trip. Tonight is the night, Tuesday, September 8th, 1998.
I was not sure that the ball was going to have enough height to get over the wall. He hit it so hard that it could have gone through the wall. What a tracer.
Now Sosa. Cannot begin to imagine what those two have been through in 1998. Two men from completely opposite backgrounds joined in 1998 in the Roger Maris chase, and it's Mark McGwire who gets to the top of the mountain, home run number 62 in the Cardinals' 145th game of the year.
The interesting things about that home run is no fan had a chance to catch it because the ball wasn't hit up into the stands. It was hit into that area below the stands. One more look at the swing of Mark McGwire. Low fastball driven on a line. You can see that area right there underneath the sign where the batting cages used to be here at Busch Stadium. I believe that's an area where they store the batting practice equipment, the cages and what have you. Right. Very uncharacteristic Mark McGwire home run. Normally the towering shots that seem to hang in the air forever. That one happened so quickly the fans were stunned. Bob, it was almost like a Sammy Sosa home run. But again, so much made of the fan who's going to catch the ball, and now you have to wonder whether a fan was able to get to it and where the ball is. Sosa's salute to Big Mac. Man.
Here's the change on the scoreboard. Number 62 for Mark McGwire.
What a night, what a night. Tony La Russa says for sure he's not playing in Cincinnati tomorrow, but he does have several more games, so maybe it's like the old thing. We ain't seen nothing yet.
That's right. He could hit 70. We'll see what happens. What a thrilling night for all of us. And that does it for this edition of Fox 2 News. Thanks for joining us.
And start your day with Fox 2 News to go at 5:30 a.m. And the new Here's to St. Louis from 7 to 9. Thanks for being with us, and good night.